Hello everyone and welcome to In-Depth Analysis, the show where we slay ender dragons to help you gain more Minecraft experience. Slay ender dragons for more experience? God, do our puns suck. Speaking of ender dragons, that brings me to today's topic, Endermen. Now you may be wondering, how much more is there to know about Endermen? I mean, we already know that they can teleport, they drop ender pearls, and that they can pick up blocks. But how much do we really know about our 2.9 meter tall friend? To tell you the truth, there are many unsolved mysteries behind this strange creature, but fortunately they can all be solved with actual scientific concepts. You can forget about those ridiculous theories of Endermen being slaves to the Ender Dragon, so step aside, Elite Staraptor, cause it's time for science. The most unique trademark of the Enderman is probably its ability to teleport, but what makes this teleportation feature tick? Well, the scientific breakdown for teleportation is pretty simple, but before we get to that, we need to go back to basics with matter. Anything that occupies space and has mass is considered matter. Now you may be wondering, how does matter have anything to do with Enderman? Well, we can tell you that it matters a lot. Matter is made up of tiny molecules, and it is their formation which decides what state of matter they are in, whether it's solid, liquid, or gas. Things like a soccer ball, or a table, or even the sandwich you ate this morning, they're all made up of molecules. So now that we know this, let's get back onto the topic of teleportation. Star Trek? Teleportation? Nah, they're both the same thing. It is theorized that teleportation is in fact possible. Firstly, the subject needs to be broken down into a molecular form, and then these molecules need to be transported to a different location before finally recombining in the right formation to recreate that same object. This would explain why Endermen often tend to vibrate. To put it simply, Endermen, just like any other kind of matter, is made up of tiny molecules. In order for them to teleport as efficiently as possible, their molecules need to be separated quickly. By vibrating at high speeds, they are keeping their molecules apart by forcing them to move. This prevents the molecules from fusing together, which would make separation slower and more tedious. Therefore, Endermen are doing the right thing by vibrating. This would also explain the particles flying around their body. It is the constant displacement or replacement of molecules in its body. This leads me to the next question. How can Endermen possibly reform their shape so accurately? In the case of teleportation, our molecules need to be reformatted to fit in the exact same order and the exact same shape. 100% precise. And considering that our bodies are made up of millions of molecules, it does seem impossible. You can forget about teleporting to work after a long night watching Breaking Bad. Even if we tried, we might end up with a person with missing arms and legs. So how in Minecraft do the Endermen do it? Well, the answer unbelievably lies deep inside the Enderman itself. Ender pearls. Ever wondered why Endermen dropped them in the first place? Allow me to explain. Teleporting objects from point A to point B require a base on either ends. In the case of teleporting a soccer ball, for example, you don't just break it up into a molecular form and send it to wherever you want. You need a mechanism or something else which serves a similar function on the other side. This proves that portable teleportation like watches is impossible. However, Endermen do not function this way. They can practically teleport to wherever they want. This is where Ender Pearls come in. What we theorize is that the Enderman is having an interconnected relationship with the Ender Pearl. Such a term is known as symbiosis. Symbiosis is a relationship between two organisms which can be classified into three basic categories. Parasitism is the relationship where one organism benefits while the other is harmed. Commensalism, on the other hand, is when one organism benefits while the other remains unharmed. In the case of Enderman and the Ender Pearl, the relationship comes under mutualism, where both organisms benefit from each other. Endermen rely on Ender Pearls to get from place to place. It is thrown to a certain location to pinpoint where the molecules are supposed to travel to. Ender Pearls also act as a center core for the Enderman, so that reformatting all the molecules will be as accurate as possible. This also regulates the vibration speed of the Enderman as well as helping to maintain its shape at such high speeds. Likewise, the Ender Pearl also relies on the Enderman as a host. both of which can't survive without the other, causing them to rely on each other, therefore creating what you can call a mutual relationship. One such example would be the Ben 10 alien Gloop. In the cartoon, you see the Gloop following a metal hovering device. This metal hovering device is like the Ender Pearl, maintaining the organism's shape. Ender Pearls function as a teleportation device not just for the player, but for the Enderman. The only difference is that the player can only use it once. This is because the player already has fixed shape, and the Ender Pearls are not chemically bonded unlike to the Enderman. And the reason why the player receives damage is that unlike the Enderman, the player is not vibrating, so the force which pulls the molecules in your body apart is extremely violent. The next topic on Enderman is speed. How fast can Enderman actually travel within a certain distance? There has been evidence of Enderman teleporting more than 1 kilometer away in less than a second. That's already faster than the speed of sound. To be able to fire the molecules with such accuracy and at such speed requires supernatural precision. Could it be that this black organism is traveling at the speed of light? This seems unlikely, since they seem to be traveling so fast that you can't even see them. Then perhaps Endermen are transporting their bodies through space faster than the speed of light. But hold on there 1 second. According to Einstein, nothing could possibly travel faster than the speed of light. However, recent studies have proven otherwise. There have been black holes which are so powerful that they are able to bend light, so there must be some kind of invisible force causing all of this to happen. Meet dark matter. It neither absorbs light or gives off light. In fact, it can't be classified into any of the states of matter, not even plasma. Dark matter is the invisible mass of the universe. It is indeed a mystery which scientists are only just beginning to understand. But we can tell you this. The entire universe is made of dark matter. It's like a glue which keeps the galaxies together. It also functions a bit like a magnifying glass, bending and distorting light. Dark matter was first created in the Big Bang. Not that kind of bang, you perverse psycho. For those who don't know, the Big Bang was the event which created the universe. Scientists are not sure what caused the Big Bang, but it is theorized that it is the cause of a force similar to the kind which creates black holes. Black holes are created when the core of a dying sun collapses upon itself. The gravity is so strong that the gravitational force begins sucking stars in. Could it be possible that in the event of a black hole being created, dark matter is produced as well? Under a telescope, we can't clearly see black holes with our naked eye. Just like dark matter, they're completely invisible. Now let's look at Endermen. Overall, they're black in color, and knowing that dark matter doesn't react to light, it would explain that. And it has also been theorized that if we could warp dark matter around an object, then we could get from LA to Tokyo in less than a few seconds, traveling faster than the speed of light. Hell yeah! So my Star Trek dreams aren't over yet. This would explain how Endermen can travel so fast. But hold on 1 second here. We should remind you that it is almost impossible to contain dark matter. We're talking about a force which bends light and can crush stars. That's because dark matter has the potential energy of 3 million atomic bombs. Oxygen is all it takes for dark matter to let it go. And that's just a little amount of what dark matter can do. Try and imagine a few quadrillion times that amount covering the entire universe, and you'll have enough to put Duke Nukem to shame. Back onto the topic of Endermen. If the theory of their bodies being made out of dark matter is true, then you can say goodbye to your Minecraft world. But hold that thought. We theorized that these particles flying around the Enderman's body created some kind of force field which repels everything around it. Can we do this in real life? Sorry, you can't. Dark matter would also solve a bunch of other mysteries about the Enderman. Look at the end. The black space within it is infinite, so it's most likely some kind of inter-universal dimension. The portal to the end also looks like an interdimension black hole, and before you can jump in, this portal can suck you in. Everything about Enderman points towards dark matter. So now that we have a sense of speed, let's analyze the Enderman's behavior. Let's begin with the Enderman stare. Whenever you make eye contact with Endermen, they become aggravated and begin attacking you. Definitely not a person you want to have a staring contest with. Firstly, we must understand that Endermen have above average intelligence. This is because they have the function of making decisions, unlike mobs such as the zombie, who attack whenever they see you. Endermen are hostile and they will only attack when irritated. They also have the ability to interact with other fellow Endermen, most likely through telekinesis. Knowing this, we will understand that Endermen do not behave like wild animals, which immediately react when aggravated. One such example would be bulls. Like humans, they decide for themselves whether to react or not. In this case, Endermen teleport away, then appear behind you to take you down slowly but carefully, only because they feel threatened. Endermen have a technique to this, even when it comes to dodging projectiles, so they are quite literally as intelligent as, or even more intelligent than the average human adult. In fact, Endermen may also be doing this in fear. So to all the people out there who think the Enderman is a coward, we can tell you that he has good reason to. We all know that the Enderman is constantly vibrating to keep the molecules apart, but it would mean that they're ultra sensitive to a disruption in its formation. For instance, you slashed into an Enderman with your butter sword. Your sword would rupture the molecule formation, causing them to fly in different directions. In an attempt to save itself, the Enderman needs to fire its Ender Pearl to a different location to quickly regenerate all the molecules again. That's why Endermen want to make as little contact with you as possible. Taking different angles and constantly teleporting reduces the risk of being hit. Back onto the topic of the Enderman stare. For the Enderman's case, we can consider him to have human qualities, since he does have above average intelligence. In this scenario, Endermen seem to be suffering from anthrophobia. Anthrophobia is the fear of social interaction, but the main symptom is the fear of eye contact, especially from strangers. There have actually been cases where people suffering from anthrophobia violently lash out after noticing someone looking at them, and according to internet sources, people with irregularly colored eyes, such as lime green or sky blue, are at a greater risk of getting anthrophobia. Now let's look at the Enderman. His eyes look pretty strangely colored to me, and the fact that his eyes are glowing explains another mystery. Endermen seemingly have the same kind of eyes as a cat. Amazingly, cats can see clearly in 1/6 of the light level required for humans to see. This is partly the result of cat eyes having the ability to reflect any light that passes through the retina back into the eye, thereby increasing the eye's sensitivity to dim light. This is why these little kitty cats seem to have glowing eyes, just like Endermen. This would mean that Endermen are highly sensitive to light. That's why you'll usually find them at night when the light level is at its lowest. No wonder the end is so dark. So another fear of the Enderman is water, and no, he's not the Wicked Witch from the Wizard of Oz. But we theorized this. Water molecules can stick onto other molecules pretty easily since they have a loose arrangement, just like how your hand will get wet when you put it under running water. Like I said before, the Enderman is ultra sensitive to other molecules fusing to its body, so because of this, when the rain begins falling, the Enderman better be running, or should I say, teleporting. The final question on Endermen is why are they here? Honestly, this mystery baffled me too. From the information we gathered, it might be possible that they are extraterrestrial beings from another planet. Look at all the evidence. The science and technology which revolves around them are beyond us by thousands of light years. The end is like the surface of a meteor floating around in a never-ending black space. And another suspicious thing about the end we forgot to mention was the obsidian pillars towering above you, which is enough proof to show that Endermen are building communities in these foreign realms. The Endermen themselves look out of this world in contrast with every other mob you can find in the overworld. And most importantly, look up into the sky of your Minecraft world. Look at the stars. There are more stars in the sky than there are grains of sand on the beach. From that you can imagine how many billions, if not hundreds of billions of planets there are out there. Astronomers are beginning to find planets which have suitable conditions for life to exist, and that's just a tiny fraction of the entire universe. I know all this sounds bizarre since we don't have solid evidence of aliens actually existing, or at least evidence we don't know of. NASA, I'm looking at you. But we can't assume that we're the only species in the massive expansion of the universe, and in my opinion there is a large probability that this mysterious mob is in fact an alien. But there you have it. Turns out there is a lot more to learn about our 2.9 meter tall friend. I can safely say that most if not all the mysteries of the Enderman have finally been uncovered. So the next time you see an Enderman, be sure to think about the science which revolves around it. And we hope you learned something about them today. But hey, it's just a theory, a Minecraft theory. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, you just went through 15 minutes of me talking about scientific concepts, so that must mean something, right? Do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button as well as leave a like if you enjoyed the video. We'd also like to thank Gamer Assassin for inspiring this week's episode. You could get featured too. All you've got to do is post your suggestions in the comments below. Before we end off, I'd like to give a shout out to my good friend Sam and his awesome channel, Epic Minecraft. It's a really awesome channel, so be sure to check it out. And don't forget to subscribe to him too. Anyway, that's all from me, folks. But until next time, we'll see you soon.